America is finished if this happens. What is good, y'all? It is your girl, Queen B, coming to y'all. Let's get into it.
I want to ask you how this is affecting you running for president. I mean, is this affecting your campaign? Is this going to stop you?
I think it's probably so far helped my campaign because you see the numbers better than I do, and I've never had DeSanctimonious is a terrible candidate, and I think he's out. I'm leading the Republican Party by 40, 50, 60 points. Most of these guys are at 1, 2, and 3. He's now in the teens, and I'm at 60 and 70. I think it probably, there are those that say help because the people of the country are smart. This is the weaponization of government. Nobody thought it was possible on nonsense. And you know what they did in Manhattan on a total nonsense case? They took, I was going to use a word called bull something, but I don't want to do that on your show because I don't want to offend anybody, but that's what it is, bull something.
Good.
They took a top person in DOJ and put him in the Manhattan DA's office. And by the way, Manhattan DA, there's crime all over the city. They do nothing, murders, everything else. But they want to get Trump on something that isn't even a crime.
Right.
We didn't do and isn't a crime. They took a top DOJ person, put him in the Manhattan DA's office.
Let me tell y'all something. Just from my Trump journey and just, being on this Trump train, I have learned so much, and they have been after him since day one. The things that they throw at this guy. And then the funny part is nothing ever sticks. It's like, when are you guys going to give up?
Run an investigation on me. They had Hillary Clinton's lawyer, Mark Pomerantz, one of her lawyers from a big Democrat law firm, go into the DA's office in New York to prosecute me. In other words, they made her lawyer into a prosecutor. The people of our country get it. As far as I'm concerned, I consider it a badge of honor. To be indicted, I would consider a badge because I'm doing it for the country and I'm doing it for the people.
With all due respect, even your
changes.
supporters say the only people who could take down Trump is Trump because he gives his detractors leverage on a silver platter.
Let me ask you this. What am I going to do? I get indicted on something that is ridiculous. I have to fight. Supposing I answered your question with tears pouring down my eyes and saying, oh, Maria, it's so sad. Look, I'm fighting for, I think, 225, 250 million people. I think that's the real number, okay? I'm fighting for a lot of people. It's much more important than me.
Meanwhile, Hunter Biden was charged with a misdemeanor. He'll avoid jail time.
Hunter Biden got a traffic ticket. Compare Hunter Biden to Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort was put in solitary confinement. They wanted to destroy him. All they wanted him to do was say something bad about me. This guy had tremendous courage. He said, I'm not going to lie. I can't say anything bad. Trump is a great president. He's a great president. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
He went into solitary confinement over nothing compared to what Hunter Biden's done. They gave him a little charge. What about all of these countries he dealt with? I've been reading about people that are put in jail because they're dealing with all. This guy was on the board of Burisma. They were getting rid of prosecutors because they were going to be prosecuted. So Biden said, we're not giving you $1 billion unless you get rid of that prosecutor. And to show you how stupid, the guy said this publicly, and they got rid of the prosecutor. Maria, the point is this. Any other Republican that gets this position will be attacked the same way. These are fascists, they're communists, they're Marxists, they're radical left Democrats. They're sick people.
Let me ask you real quick on Bidenomics and what you want to do in terms of economic growth. Yeah. You talked earlier about energy and you talked about regulation. What is your plan to get the economy growing again? And do you still think we're going to go into a recession?
Okay, so number one,
Let's get it.
If there's even a thought that Trump is getting elected, you will never have a recession because people will start investing money, before the fact. And right now I'm leading Biden by a lot. But what I would do is very simple. I got to get interest rates down. To do that, we have to get rid of the inflation because inflation is a country killer. Inflation, you can look back 200 years ago, what it's done to other countries. Germany, you look at other countries.
It is coming down.
It's coming down, but it's coming down from a very high base.
40-year highs.
It's already gone up 40%.
It's coming down, but it ain't coming down fast enough if you ask me.
Now it's coming down from a very bad base. And what they're doing is They're putting the interest rates at a point. Nobody can borrow so you may have somewhat of a recession. If people think that Trump is going to be elected, you'll never have a recession. If people think I'm not, you will have more than recession. You're going to have a depression. But what I will do is we're going to start using our liquid gold. We have more energy under our feet, oil and gas, than any other.
I like that Trump just had bars and y'all missed it. For those who didn't catch it, catch up. Let's get into it.
The country in the world. You know, I approved Anwar. It's bigger than Saudi Arabia, they say. Whether it's bigger or not, but it's damn close. And Anwar in Alaska. The first day he was in office, he ended it. Ronald Reagan tried to get it. They all tried to get it. We're going to be tremendous energy producers. We're going to sell to Europe. We're going to sell all over the world. We're going to bring down the cost of energy. Russia will be Russia, the energy, so Russia's taking in all of this money because of energy. We will lower interest rates because that'll end inflation. You know, inflation was caused because of his energy policies. When energy went to $100 a barrel and more, what happened is you had tremendous automatic, immediate inflation because energy is so big, it's all encompassing. The trucks, the people that bake the donuts, the restaurants, everything requires energy, and it's a very big cost, and that's what caused inflation. Now everything's causing inflation. Now we have bad supply lines. Maria, our country's a mess. We'll close up the border. We'll become energy independent. Then we're going to be energy dominant. We'll be taking care of Europe. Energy prices are going to come way down. I will get Putin to make a deal with Zelensky very quickly. We're going to have a great world again. But I'll tell you what, if we don't win in 24, this country is finished. I really believe that. This country is finished.
Gotta give my man Trump a shout out. This is a good interview as always. I've been on this journey for a while, rocking with your boy. Let me know y'all thoughts. How y'all feeling? Open borders. I read something about 7 million immigrants, y'all, came illegally under this Biden administration. It's crazy, right? See, this is the type of stuff that they don't show you or they don't blast. This is why you have to research. I don't know about y'all, but I feel confident seeing the next president of the United States speaking comfortable. I can sleep with that. It's kind of crazy that people try to really railroad Trump. These are the type of interviews that people need to see when it comes to Trump. Straightforward.